Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Studio Ghibli Summer. I'm, of course, RussellStarTrek, joined by Oddboy.
It's your boy.
And, this is a big one. I'll just say flat out, like, this is one of the big players in Studio Ghibli's catalog, and oh boy, am I excited to talk about it. As you guys can tell by the title and the thumbnail, today we're looking at Studio Ghibli's 11th film, that being Princess Mononoke, which was released in July of 1997. Now, I've heard a lot of things about this movie, and the majority of them have been positive. So did I feel the same way, or did we feel the same way about it? Well, watch the review and find out. This was made with a budget of around $23.5 million, which is obviously converted to USD. In Japan, it made around $150 million. And worldwide, it made about around $170 million. So, pretty substantial increase compared to last time, which I think it only covered like 20 million.
I mean, yeah, but and also like pretty much all the other Ghibli movies back then. Like,
yeah,
this just shows this is kind of like
they were getting popular at this point.
Yeah, this is kind of like we're entering this era where it's like the rise of Studio Ghibli.
Yeah,
because I think this movie was 1997. Disney acquired Studio Ghibli in 1996.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they were really into this.
Yeah,
and I think I could be wrong, but I think this was the first Studio Ghibli movie to be released, actually in America, not counting the 1985 recut of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, because that was something completely different, and they cut out like most of the movie. So that doesn't really count. I'm talking about just a regular English dub of the film. I think Princess Mononoke was actually the first one to be released in America. I think. I could be wrong about that, though. And this was, again, directed by the great legend himself, Hayao Miyazaki, who was pretty much absent for the last three Ghibli films. Because he did Porco Rosso, and then he missed out on Only Yesterday, or no, Ocean Waves, Pompoko, and Whisper of the Heart. I forgot who did Ocean Waves. Takahata did Pompoko, and then Kondo did Whisper of the Heart. So
Ocean Waves director was Tomomu Mochizuki.
Okay. But yeah, so Miyazaki has not directed a Ghibli film in, what is that at this point? So technically it was, 92? So yeah, 5 years. And oh man, we needed to get our Miyazaki back first for a Ghibli film. See, okay. Ghibli film. Because while overall I think that Whisper of the Heart was a really good movie, I think overall, though, the quality of the mid-90s Ghibli films have been very mixed all around. Because we had Ocean Waves, which was the worst Ghibli film I've ever seen in my life. And then you had Pompoko, which was alright, but it didn't really light up the world. And then we have Whisper of the Heart, which I think was a very good Ghibli film. But it felt like that had some very missed potential. Now, finally, we get Miyazaki back, and he is at full steam, ready to go, and holy shit, did he deliver. Because, like, wow. So to go over to the plot, in the 14th century, the harmony that humans, animals, and gods have enjoyed begins to crumble. Our protagonist, young Ashitaka, I think?
Yeah, Ashitaka.
played by Billy Crudup in the American version, gets infected by an animal attack, seeks a cure from the deer-like god Shishigami. In his travels, he sees humans ravaging the earth, bringing down the wrath of wolf god Moro, played by Gillian Anderson in the American version, and his human companion, the title character Princess Mononoke, played by Claire Danes in the American version. His cat. Wait, but that's.
Yeah, it's weird. His attempts to broker peace between her and the humans brings only conflict. That last line is weird, but that's what I found.
But yeah, so very, very different from the last few Ghibli films that we have discussed so far. I think the last time we actually saw this kind of plot before. I think it might have been, honestly, it might have been Grave of the Fireflies, honestly. To have this sort of plot where basically it's like, well, technically, no, not, well, I don't know, actually. But basically it's like two, well, is it really two sides? Because it's kind of like three if you really think about it.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but I will say this has very, very similar, I guess, it's a pretty similar plot to like Nausicaa or something.
Yeah. But the only exception to that being that instead of just the humans versus one kind of animal, that being like the insects that we saw in Nausicaa, this time we have multiple animal factions this time. So we have the clan of the wolf, played by that's led by both Moro and the aforementioned Princess Mononoke. We also get the clan of the what's the other one called? Shit, I'm actually like forgetting. The boars. The boars.
Yeah, the boars.
And then we have like little snippets of like the ape clan as well.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's three separate factions fighting each other. Because while the wolf clan and the boar clan are attacking the humans, they are fighting with each other as well. And obviously the humans are trying to, repel these attacks and go and attack them as well. So it's a full-out war. And it's intense. It's insane. But I love it. Yeah, I'm just gonna full on say this right now. I love this movie. I went into this kind of worried that this was gonna be like one of those situations where it's like I get like really hyped for a movie and I watch it and I'm like severely disappointed by it. But that was not the case for this at all. I severely enjoyed myself with this movie, and I am definitely like this. Like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but like this is a really good fucking movie.
Yeah.
So to go over to, I mean, do you want to mention anything before we go on to the cast?
Well, I was gonna say throughout the whole review, I think basically to sum up Russell's opinion on this, all he can really say is it was amazing. Like,
I mean, yeah,
you can't really think of anything else other than it's amazing, and I do agree it was amazing. But now moving on to the cast.
So we got Ashitaka. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Played by Billy Crudup. I didn't recognize him initially, and then I'm just looking it up now. And now I'm recognizing from a few things, including the 2009 Watchmen movie, the 1996 film Sleepers, which also starred Brad Pitt, Robert De Niro, and Dustin Hoffman. Mission Impossible 3, Alien Covenant, and the recent Flash movie that just came out. So a lot of, high-profile movies under his belt. And I think overall he does a very good job as, the prince in the movie. He's basically our main character, but he does actually kind of get thrown out of the movie for a little bit, which I guess it honestly does help with the movie, but it did kind of throw me off when I was watching it. But what do you think about this character?
I liked it. Pretty good character in general. Definitely has a lot of cool action scenes.
Yeah, this is definitely by far the most action-packed movie that we discussed so far on Studio Ghibli Summer.
Yeah, and I feel like the last action-packed one, compared to this, was probably like Castle in the Sky or Grave of the Fireflies.
I was gonna say technically Grave of the Fireflies because, while Castle in the Sky is very action-packed, Grave of the Fireflies came afterwards, and that involved a lot of the war. And right at the beginning, there's a lot of shit that goes down, within the first 5 minutes. So you're just like, whoa, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I would say we haven't gotten really a full-out action movie since Grave of the Fireflies. So, I mean, yeah. Next up, we have Jigo or Jigo.
Yeah.
Played by Billy Bob Thornton. Now, I recognize this name when it showed up. He was in Bad Santa, which was a weird, shitty, Christmas comedy. He was also in Tombstone from 1993. I think he was one of the cowboys in there. He was also in Puss in Boots from 2011. And I think that's really about it for most notable performances. But I think he does an alright job with the performance he's given.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I forgot exactly what Jigo was exactly.
He was like the character who was near the beginning of the movie. He was the one who was I mean, I can send you a picture, but he was the dude who was converting the gold to see how much it was worth.
Oh, he was that guy who later went on to help the print the queen later on. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember now.
And also the one with the big ass nose.
Yep, which we'll definitely see later on. But yeah, what do you think about Billy Bob Thornton?
I thought overall solid. Nothing too special, but not bad either. So solid in general.
All right. So next up we have Lady Eboshi.
Yeah, or Eboshi.
Eboshi, played by Minnie Driver. Now I recognize her name as well. Surprisingly, this film is actually having a lot of characters, or a lot of the actors I could easily name from, certain things. For example, she was in Good Will Hunting, the Disney's Tarzan, the 2004 version of Phantom of the Opera, again Sleepers. He was also in GoldenEye as well.
Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun.
And a lot of other things too, as well as the South Park movie as well.
Oh shit!
So, yeah, very diverse career, as well as the Simpsons movie. So yeah, a lot of good credits under her belt. I think she did all right with her performance, but I think she goes a little bit overboard with the English accent.
I guess.
But I don't think it's too bad, or it's too distracting. But what do you think about Minnie Driver in the movie?
Solid. I think for her character, pretty good performance in general.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Next up, we have the title character, Princess Mononoke, also known as San, which is, I think, a regular name.
Yeah.
Played by Claire Danes. Now, this is another one who I recognized immediately. But I didn't really recognize her from multiple movies. I only really recognized her from one, and that was playing the TX in Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. Or no, not the TX, but she played Kate Brewster in Terminator 3. So yeah, as soon as I figured that out, now like I'm replaying the scenes that she has in my head, and I'm like, oh, now I can definitely hear it. But I think she does pretty good with her performance. Certainly a lot better than what she did in Terminator 3. But what do you think about Claire Danes in the role?
I liked it. Uh, Princess Mononoke is definitely like, you know, she doesn't fuck around and pretty badass. So overall, great.
Yep. And then finally, for main characters, we have Toki, played by Jada Pinkett Smith, and she's another fairly popular actor or actress. She was in the 1996 version of The Nutty Professor, Scream 2, Collateral, The Matrix Reloaded, Menace to Society, and most notably, acting-wise, being in some the Madagascar movies. As well as being the mother to the kid in the Karate Kid remake. I think she's also well known for being the wife of Will Smith and being the mother of Jane Smith. So she gets teamed up in a lot of projects with her fiance, such as Men in Black, stuff like that. But yeah, I think she did pretty good with the role that she was given. But what did you think about Jada Pinkett Smith in the movie?
Thought it was good. Like, her character, like Toki, is like the girls in the it's like forgot the names, like Iron Castle or
Yeah, the Iron Village.
Iron, yeah. Basically their home, and goddamn, you don't fuck around with the girls there.
Yeah, which we'll get to later.
Yeah,
when we go on
but
to
overall,
favorite scenes.
Yeah, but overall, I liked it.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to the aforementioned favorite scenes, and I think we both have the same one.
Yeah, like I can't really think of a favorite scene that really stood out to me, except for one, and it's right. It's like pretty much at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it is basically the first action set piece of the movie. Well, technically the second, because the first actual action piece of the movie is when that creature appears in the first village that Ashitaka is prince of, and he's like, they see it like in the forest, and he's like, oh, like we gotta, protect everyone in the village, and so he's, riding around on his horse, like trying to, defeat it with his bow and arrow, but the thing latches onto his arm, and that's basically very bad, because after this, we see his arm have like initially these like little rashes on it, but when he meets with the elders, he shows the arm, and basically it is infected. If he doesn't get the infection removed, it will attack it. Basically, do like attack an immune system sort of thing, where it attacks his skin, his like blood vessels, his bones, and he will die within a few days. Pretty fucking dark shit for right at the beginning of the movie. Not as dark as Grave of the Fireflies, but it certainly just gut punches you right there at the beginning, saying like, yeah, our main character is he is on the verge of death, basically. And the rest of the movie is just him trying to find this forest where he could fully get healed and, be all right. But yeah, While that scene is cool and it is very memorable for inspiring some scenes that we would see later on in some of their later work, especially Spirited Away. The scene that we are talking about as our favorite scenes, or our favorite scene is the second action piece of the movie, where basically after Ashitaka has left his village, he's strolling along, throughout, the lands, and he comes across this village that's being attacked. So he just goes right in, starts fucking dominating the area. He's like just pulling out his bow, getting headshots. I would actually know the first guy he attacks, he brings out his sword and just lops his hands off. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah, like both his arms just come right off.
I think is this the first Studio Ghibli movie to be PG-13? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it, real quick. But yeah, it really like showed off like, yeah, this movie ain't fucking around.
Oh, Ocean Waves was PG-13.
I guess because like the swearing throughout, I guess. But that was really like made. Well, that was really like.
Well, I guess you can also count Grave with the Fireflies, but I don't.
Was that also PG-13?
It's kind of hard. Like the ratings I'm seeing right now, it's not easy to say, but I guess I could classify it. But yeah, there's
okay. Yeah, on most areas, it's either rated M or 12, which is basically PG-13. So yeah. And in Ocean Waves, well, technically everywhere else it's rated PG, but here it was rated PG-13. So that I don't think that one really counts. So yeah, I guess really, yeah, this is technically the second movie to be rated PG-13. But yeah, like you just see his arms just fucking fly off, and like, you're just like, holy shit. And yeah, he's just riding along, fucking shooting guys in the face with arrows, and just decimates everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it is, like, holy shit. I recommend, at least, if you can't, either get the Blu-ray, which I honestly do recommend for like, this movie and some of the other ones, which I'll probably talk about when we get to my rankings and, like, the tier list videos. If you can't do that, or get it on Max, which will probably be the easiest way to watch it fully right now. Try and see if you can look up clips of it, because holy shit, it is a fucking spectacle.
Yeah,
this movie is. But yeah, like he's just going around fucking chopping people's heads off, shooting, like getting like headshots with his bow and arrow. It's intense, and it was really that scene that made me realize, okay, this is an action movie for all intents and purposes. Like, while like the other scenes had like their action moments throughout, those had other kind of genres that really were up in the the up front. I think the last full out action movie that we've had actually was Castle in the Sky.
Yeah.
Because I would say that Grave of the Fireflies is a drama. Totoro is not really action, because it's more just like a nature kind of film. But I don't really know what genre you would classify that in. What was after? Was it Kiki? Was Kiki after that? I think so, right?
Yeah.
I think that one, that's not really action either. I think it's more of a drama. Fuck, what was after that one? I think that and then after that was Only Yesterday. That's definitely a drama.
Yeah.
And
after that was Porco Rosso.
Yeah, Porco Rosso, which is definitely a comedy. Then back to drama with Ocean Waves. And I guess kind of the same as well with Pompoko. So yeah, we haven't gotten a clear action movie since Castle in the Sky, and honestly, it fucking works. But I think I don't really know if I have a favorite scene besides that. I mean, really just all the action scenes throughout, because they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But do you want to say your favorite scenes from Princess Mononoke, Franco?
I can't think of anything besides that. Like, pretty much yeah, just like you said, the rest of the movie is pretty much just action scenes, and like it is insane to say the least. Like, I feel like a good way to describe this movie, it has Nausicaa vibes. It has
Yeah,
it has not only Nausicaa vibes, it has like some Legend of Zelda vibes. Uh,
I would say it's if you combined Nausicaa, Castle in the Sky, Legend of Zelda, and fuck, I forgot what the last one we mentioned during our watch was.
wasn't it Karate Kid?
Karate Kid, yes, because of the music. If you put all of those movies into a blender, grind like made it into a shake and sprinkled some like Studio Ghibli dust all over it,
That's this
you
movie.
get Princess Mononoke, and holy shit, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Yeah. Do you want to say anything else before we move on to the fun facts?
I got nothing else. I guess another thing, one more thing. Fucking our main character, Ashitaka. This motherfucker looks like Link from Breath of the Wild. I'm not even kidding. Like the outfit is too similar.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like I'll throw up a screenshot of the two, but it is like I couldn't stop seeing like Link and like when I was watching this.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, moving on to the fun facts now. So fun fact number 1 is that did you know that this movie was actually inspired by the Yugoslav wars?
Yeah.
Let me explain. Oh, go on.
I was gonna say maybe I should say this because like I'm more familiar with geography stuff.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead. You could gladly take this.
Okay, so yeah, you heard Russell. This was inspired from the Yugoslav wars. Now, the bloody breakup of Yugoslavia had begun while Miyazaki was making Porco Rosso, so that was like 91, 92. Well, I guess making.
Yeah, I would say 91.
Early 90s, because, yeah, making-wise. And,
Yeah.
of course, during this time, a lot of tension was happening in Eastern Europe. You had Soviet Union collapse, and Yugoslavia was starting to break up as well. Basically, just Eastern Europe was just a whole mess at that time. So yeah, the bloody breakup of Yugoslavia had begun while Miyazaki was making Porco Rosso, and it stuck with him as he started work on his next film. And he quotes, "The war happened, and I learned that mankind doesn't learn," which he told Empire magazine. He then says, "After that, we couldn't go back and make some film like Kiki's Delivery Service. It felt like children were being born to this world without being blessed. How could we pretend to them that we're happy?" End quote. And then he instead decided to take a risk and introduce kids to Ashitaka's combat-driven world. And holy shit, do they show it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's pretty successful on that front.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on to fun fact number 2 is that did you know that this was actually the very first animated film to win Best Picture at the Japanese Oscars? Let me explain. Basically, Princess Mononoke didn't just break commercial records. In 1998, it became the very first animated movie to be nominated for and won the top prize at the Japanese Academy Awards. Miyazaki, I think it's quoted here that Miyazaki claimed this award again 4 years later with Spirited Away. This was a milestone. This is a milestone the U.S. Academy Awards have yet to achieve, and they've been around much longer. The Japanese Academy Awards began in 1978 as opposed to the Oscars, which started in 1929. So, yeah, way to go, fucking Princess Mononoke. Like, wow. So, this last one is probably going to get all your Pixar nuts out there into a frenzy. But fun fact number 3 is that did you know that Pixar's John Lasseter was an enormous fan of this movie?
Yeah.
Let me explain. So basically, the director of Toy Story praise to basically he gave a lot of praise to Miyazaki, saying that throughout my career I have been inspired by Japanese animation, but without question I have been most inspired by the films by Hayao Miyazaki. End quote. He continued to say that at Pixar, when we have a problem and cannot solve it, we often watch a copy of one of Mr. Miyazaki's films for inspiration, and it always works. We've come away amazed and inspired. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it. Unless you want to say anything else.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, so Franco, what are your final thoughts on Princess Mononoke?
Overall, I do think it is a really good film. Like, no doubt about that. I think my only issue with this film is that the characters, I'm not really able to connect with them. But that's like my only like problem with this movie. It's like the characters, I just can't really seem to have I can't really get connected to them compared to the other Ghibli movies. But I did love all the action scenes and the music, man. Dude, the fucking score went hard.
Yep.
uh,
Can't really say anything else.
yeah, like Russell said, this movie is truly amazing. Uh, if like letter grading, I have to give this an A. Like,
Ooh,
it is.
I think you're calling all Studio Ghibli fans to come up and kill you.
Well, I mean, they're doing me a favor.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I'm just saying, it's still really good. I just can't really connect with the characters. That's my only problem. But it's still a really good movie. No denying that. But
Yeah,
I
mean,
know.
basically what you said, that like this movie all around is a truly amazing movie.
Oh yeah.
I honestly thought that we would not reach this level again until like with Spirited Away maybe. But like this movie just came along and just said, no, we can make truly amazing movies again. And I'm truly blessed that I ever got to watch this movie, because I feel like if I never did this marathon, I wouldn't have, experienced such classic and amazing movies in my life. And I'm really am thankful for that. Like Franco said, the only tiny issue that I have is that the characters aren't really like, you can't really connect to them as much as like some other ones, like Pazu and Cheetah from Castle in the Sky, or the characters from Grave of the Fireflies and all the other sort of stuff. But I can easily overlook that because I don't. Well, yes, the characters do play an important part about it. I think it's not really a bad thing for it to go like, these characters don't get that much development, but you still understand what they're going through, what their emotions are, what they're feeling in a certain scene. Like, overall, this movie is just so captivating that even the slightest like issue that I can easily ignore and have an amazing time with it. So this is absolutely getting an A+ ranking for me, and this, for a tier ranking, absolute S tier. Like, this is without a doubt the best Studio Ghibli movie I have seen in a long time, ever since Castle in the Sky. It is one of the best anime films I've ever seen in my life. In terms of ranking this movie, that's difficult. Because obviously I give my praises for this movie, but I still think that I would put this on the same level as Castle in the Sky, just because I think I could just connect to that movie a lot more. But overall, I would definitely put these two on the same level. Like, I would definitely, like, this is definitely like one of those situations where it's like I can't really pick between both of them. Like, they're really both on the same level for me, and it's like truly painful to try and say like, oh, this one's better, no, this one's better. It's just like, honestly, just have them both be winners and I can care less. So honestly, yeah, put this on the same level as Castle in the Sky, S tier, both A+ movies. That's it. That's all I need to say. So anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Studio Ghibli Summer, where we talked about one of the best Studio Ghibli movies of all time. As usual, if you like this sort of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notified when future videos are coming out. You can check out the previous Studio Ghibli reviews right here. You can also go to click on my channel right there. If you like, go and check out Boy's channel as well, both on YouTube and on Kick. He will be, once this whole thing is over, he will probably get it back to Mario Odyssey when this is all done. As per usual, go and follow me on my social media pages, my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's when you guys get notified when future videos are coming out, as well as just my personal life in general. Also, if you guys want to know what I personally think about a movie before the reviews actually come out on YouTube, go and follow me on my Letterboxd page, because that's when you guys will know what I think about a certain movie before it comes out. By the time this is obviously getting uploaded, I would already have posted my review on Princess Mononoke on Letterboxd, and I've probably been praising it the entire time. And also follow me on Twitch, because I'm gonna try posting some gaming content on there, hopefully. But yeah, Franco, do you want to announce what the next episode is gonna be about?
All right, the next movie we got is My Neighbors the Yamadas.
I'm not ready. I don't know. I don't know about this one.
I haven't heard much, but I have. I think with pretty much all these movies, I try not to have any expectations, because this is kind of like the same situation with Nintendo Direct. If you expect way too much, you're just going to be fairly disappointed by the end result.
That's true. But I mean, like, after coming off of such the high that was Princess Mononoke, I don't even know if this one can compare.
Yeah. And also, another thing is that this is going to be the final Ghibli movie of the 90s.
Yeah, that is true.
Which I'm excited for, because I just...
Not this one, the next one that we're doing.
Yeah,
because, spoiler, that was released in 1999, so 1 year before the new millennium.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm excited because I just kind of need to get the hell out of this era.
It's been... While there have been some gems in there, like Whisper of the Heart,
it's been a bumpy ride.
Porco Rosso and Princess Mononoke. Yeah, exactly. It's been a very bumpy road and a very mixed experience overall.
Yeah.
Unlike the 80s catalog, where basically all of those were very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, guys, stay tuned for next episode, where we're going to be talking about My Neighbor the Yamadas. We'll see you guys later. Long and prosper. Out.
See ya.